Good night.
Hey everyone! I'm just gonna test it because I don't trust it anymore. Wait, but no, it's not showing. It's still not showing.
It's just...
It's not showing.
Excellent connection then.
Oh, it's showing now.
I'm just gonna test it because
Oh, showing.
I don't trust it anymore.
Okay, it's showing now. Hey everyone! Sorry for the hold up. Between Nigerian time and Korean connection, I don't know what happened, but we're here now. I'm here with my friend Marika. Hi. And today we're going to be talking about studying in Korea, basically. I don't know if everyone is here. Please just put like, hello, I'm here, so I know like we're still here. And I'll get into the questions. I know some people are still in church. That was the message I received. So I wasn't sure if people were still gonna make it. And I have some questions that I also received ahead of time. So we're gonna like talk about this, and we're also gonna be answering your questions here. Hi team. Is Benjamin still here? Benjamin was the first to get here. Benjamin, hello. Annyeong. Okay, so I got some questions from SA, and SA told me like people wanted to know about studying in Korea and the GKS and GKS scholarship and something other than the GKS scholarship, but not everybody comes to Korea studying on the GKS scholarship, and which is why I asked Marika to be here. Because she is studying in Korea on a normal, I'm going to put this like this. On a normal, and I'm going to, why do I look so big? On a normal, just as a normal student. So I'm going to do some of the questions that SA sent me. And if you have any other questions, I'm also looking and watching the live chat. So you can ask anything. So the first thing SA said was what GKS means. So GKS is the Government Korean Scholarship, which means like you will be invited by the Korean government and you get, you get money. They pay for your plane ticket. You come to Korea. They pay some schools. Some schools also offer free accommodation. They give you living expenses.
Yep.
Yes. And I was privileged to have it and she was not. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
It's fine. So, but what about when you're looking for schools? So whether you're GKS or you're just a normal student, you have to find the school you're looking for. So I called her because she is officially starting school on Wednesday.
Yep.
Wednesday. Because Korea schools only start March 1st and September 1st. There is no other dates. Like, technically it's March 2nd.
Yeah, but... Oh, yeah.
Yeah, technically it's March 2nd because March 1st is Independence Day. Something day. A holiday. It's a holiday. That's all we know. March 1st is a holiday. So school starts March 2nd and September 1st every year, every time. No exceptions. So she's starting school September 1st. So
yes, plus JKS in my country, like you cannot apply for the March. Yeah.
No, I think it's everywhere.
No, I can guarantee that because I tried before, like coming here, I tried that one. Even though
you cannot apply in March.
Yeah, no. Like, it's not applying in March. It's like you can come only in September here. You cannot come during spring term, just only fall term.
Yeah, it's the same thing everywhere.
Is it?
Yes.
Then you're not going to start anyway in March.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay.
Yeah. Because the GKS, your first year, you have to do language studies.
Oh.
So you're not coming for your semester, you're coming to language school. Yeah, that's why. So so it seems like even if you're starting in Korea, you don't have to know all the things about please put more questions. Not all SS questions will be answered here. You can also bring your own questions. Yeah, okay. And then this part will be very important. How are you coping with not knowing the language or learning the language?
You just said that.
So, learning Korean. Learning Korean. Look, even if you understand Korean 100%, you do not know Korean 100%. It's not possible. You know Korean to a certain...
Yeah, I do know Korean somehow. I do, but
greetings.
You're right. Like, even though you studied it, it doesn't matter. Like, you won't be able to understand it like 100%. Obviously, being able to say, at least understanding what the teacher is saying to you, like the professor explain, obviously will help you. Plus, communicating with staff member by using Korea, it's always the best. Yeah, the best option. They do speak English, but
are your classes in Korean or in English?
Both. Like, I have English and Korean classes, and that's a requirement you always have to check. Like, if you can apply, even though you cannot speak Korean, or if you instead have to, at least have level 4, I guess it's for master degree, level 4 Korean or 5th. What is
level
that?
4 or 5.
4 or 5, I don't know. Like, each school has their own requirements, so always make sure to check with the school. They will tell you. Like, maybe you won't be able to find it in their website because sometimes they don't really work properly, but you can anyway send an email and ask them, do I need to have a topic exam? Do I have to prove my
language skills?
Yeah.
Yes, that is something that some people don't know because on the website, it doesn't tell you that you need to know Korean to study the course, and they don't tell you if the course is in English or not. So the best way to go about it is to ask them or try your luck. Maybe you just apply, and when you get... No, don't do that. If you're really scared about applying for the program and you're really scared about Korean language, I would advise emailing them if they have the course in English or if they require you to have a certain level of Korean before you start. This is something that it cannot be found on the internet and you cannot ask anybody. I get a lot of messages on my Instagram asking me if you need to, if you can go to a school to learn the course and if it's in English. I do not know. That information is not on the website. So I have to call them or I have to send them an email. But even I don't know what you want to do. So it's better for you to ask them yourself. And if the admissions office does not understand English, run.
Yep.
Don't even apply to the school. Because what that means is if you have any problem in the future, nobody can help you. That's just what it means. If you have any problem, if they cannot reply your email in English,
I think this is kind of just logic. If you know that you cannot speak Korean, at least make sure you will find somebody that can help you through all this process. Plus, they will be needing you to prove, I don't know, maybe maybe they will be requiring you to give them some documents, whatever. Like, there is always something. So if they cannot explain to you what they need, and if you don't understand what they need, that's not going to work anyway. Like, no. So starting emailing them, like, just ask them whatever. It's kind of a way you can understand if that school can or cannot help you through the process. Because actually it's a process. It's not like, oh, I found my school, I want to study that. Okay, that's it, right? Like, it takes quite a lot of work.
So, for example, my major is computer science, right? And your major is fashion design or normal?
The first one? No, this one is Korean studies.
You're doing Korean studies?
Yes, I'm doing Korean studies.
I did not know that. But let's just say you're going to study fashion.
Yeah.
Because she's a fashion designer. Let's just say you're going to study fashion now.
Yeah.
I do not know anything about fashion. So if she tells me, oh, Titi, I'm looking for a school that teaches in English and does fashion, the only thing I can do is call them and say, do you teach fashion in English? And let's say they say yes. I would just tell her yes. But when she applies,
it's different. Like when you apply, they also change their mind. Like for me, it was they asked something, and then when I applied and just gave them what they asked me, and they were like, why you gave us this? And I was like, because you asked for it. And then they were like, no, we didn't. And I was like, okay, whatever. Like it might be different.
Yeah.
So.
And they change rules every single time. So for my school, Korea University, when I got into Korea University, in Korean was not compulsory to get admitted. For admission, Korean was not necessary. But to graduate, you needed to prove you had level 4 in the TOPIK program. So I could confidently apply for the program and do most of my 80% of my classes were in English. I did not have problem. And then suddenly, when it's time to graduate, they're like, yo, you don't have level 4. You cannot graduate. See, that's where problems start. So these are all the questions that you need to ask them. If you ask someone to ask them for you, you do not know. And number 2 is they can change their mind. Because right now, in my school, Korea University Computer Science Department, you must have Korean before admission. Because now they've canceled almost everything English because Corona. Look, Corona. I don't know how Corona is affecting. Look, my head hurts because I don't understand Korean logic sometimes, but everything is Corona. My school no longer does English exams because Corona, only Korean. And when you ask them if you don't understand Korean, how would you do your exam? They said use Google Translate. Isn't that cheating?
Use Papago, it's better.
Come
on, it's better than Google Translate. Okay,
that's a different conversation.
Yeah.
That's a different conversation. Oh, someone just asked, what do you think about Jeju University? Okay, Jeju University. This is what I mean.
The weather's good?
Personally, if you ask me about Jeju University, the only thing I can tell you is about Jeju.
Yeah.
Jeju's amazing. If you get inside, call me. I'll come visit you. That's the only thing I can tell you about Jeju University. Because the university itself, they don't promote themselves. And maybe they're not a top 3 in any field. So they are just a regular university like every other university. Korea has over 3,000 universities. And those are just the private ones. The government ones are God knows how many. Jeju University, the fact that it has the province name in it means that it's government, which means they will have a lot of money. Which also means that if you're coming for a course that requires research, that means STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, that field, your school will do anything in their power to make sure that you keep working well, Yonsei. Yes, Yonsei is private. Yonsei University is a private university. It's one of the Sky, so Seoul, Korea, and Yonsei is one of the Sky universities. It's a very good school, but just the same way you want to go into the school, a lot of Koreans also want to go into the school. So it's very, very, very competitive, and which means your grades must be very, very high.
Yep.
Yes. How long does it take?
A lifetime.
It takes as long as
you want.
Yes, as long as you put effort into it.
Yeah.
Undergrad takes 4 years. they say. Grad school takes 2 years, they say. So it depends on, it's typically the same thing. Everything in Korea is 4 years for undergrad, 2 years for master's, 2 years for PhD.
True.
That's what they put officially. But
how long it takes is up to you. Come on.
yes,
That
you can. There's no 4 year, 5 years. No.
it's not even studying in Korea, it's about studying. What?
Yeah. What universities would you recommend for a
The
scholarship?
one that fits you. Like,
Yes.
I mean, people usually, they just look for the name of the university, but you should look for what you like and what you want to study and what you are willing to study. Like, you'll be studying 24 hours a day.
Yes, that is true. Because what people don't really understand is that every university has a scholarship in Korea. Every university has a scholarship. You just have to qualify for the scholarship.
And they changed the scholarship
And
during the year.
yes, which is where every university has a university scholarship that you can apply for. And when you do apply for it, some of them, once you get it forever. Some of them you have to keep reapplying every semester to keep it. And some of them is just that first semester and that's the end. So you have to look at, again, the school, the website, and understand what exactly they're offering, because if you enter one chance and that's the end.
That's a scholarship program.
How does scholarship program work? First of all, let's go to the next one. Are you undergrad or a grad?
Graduate student.
She's a graduate student. I'm not a student anymore. I've graduated. I've finished. It's no more schooling for me. I'm done. But how scholarship program work? Okay, so
I think they explain it really well if you just Google it. Like, seriously, it's one of the most common scholarship if we are talking about the GKS scholarship now.
that's what I wanted to know, because she just said, how does scholarship program work?
I think she was referring to that one.
GKS?
Yeah. So I guess, like, you have to apply. For me, was through the embassy, even though I haven't got that one. Like, we had to apply to our embassy, and first they check our documents, and that is kind of the first stage. If you pass that stage, then they will send the documents you gave them to instead, what is the
NIED?
NIED, and then from that, I don't know, go on.
So it's the same thing. Even in Nigeria, you can apply to the KCC in Abuja for your GKS scholarship. For undergraduates, it starts in September, and for graduates, application starts in March. Yes. So when you apply, every country, you see, this is why Marika is also here, because in Korea, there is no, especially for Nigeria, especially for Italy, especially for any country, all of us are foreigners. So it's the same. We are all non-Koreans. So it's the same thing that everybody goes through. There's no special treatment for any country. Yes, even the US that they are best friends with. There's no special treatment when it comes to school.
Yeah, but like, there are no special treatments, but if you know somebody inside the school, it's always better. But I'm not telling you this in order to get the scholarship. It's more like you're about to study something, right? So you will be also writing a thesis about it.
Exactly.
And that means you will be doing that also thanks to a professor. Like,
right.
Somebody's going to help you and to say, yes, she's doing that and she's doing it right and she can graduate. Like, it's not like you just decide whatever you want and that's it. Like, obviously.
I think that only applies to graduate school. In graduate school, I always recommend, if you're applying for a master's or a PhD, I recommend going to the school website, finding the professor that you want.
Yes.
Contacting that professor before you even start applying.
It will help you, like, for sure. Like, and they usually know even sooner than we do.
Yeah.
If you will get it or not. Like, maybe there are,
When I applied for GKS, before NIED even told me, my professor had already contacted me and told me, you are coming to our lab. I was like, yes, if I get admission. It was like, no, you're coming. I'm like,
Oh, I'm
Okay.
coming.
Let me start packing my bag.
I'm coming.
So, I think you need to, if you're coming for a master's or a PhD, I recommend finding the professor first. However, if you're coming for undergraduates, I really, really recommend finding English first. A school that is really proficient with English. Masters, if you're coming for a master's or PhD, please let Korean not be your problem. Let Korean not stop you. Because when you come here, most of the books are even in English. Even if the class is in Korean, the books are in English. Everything's on the internet. They are not really teaching like that to massive. Well, let me not say that though. But, you can still survive.
For sure. But obviously, if you're going to study like me, Korean studies, just please understand that not knowing Korean might sound like, okay, that's not really.
Well, I don't know how you're doing Korean studies, but good luck to you.
Thank you.
Good luck. But your Korean is good.
No, but it will be.
It will be by the end of your studies.
No, actually, it's different. Like Korean studies, they also teach you how to teach Korean as well.
You're right.
It's not what they expect. Like people, they do expect you're about to study history and just everything about Korean, right? And
But you're
Korean
not doing
culture.
that?
No, we do something different because my school is also an international school. So that's why we have English and Korean classes. We have Korean classes when it comes to, or fields like something related to Korea anyway, because they give you the chance to use English. But the only thing I want to say is obviously don't let Korean stop you. But if you really want to do this, if you're coming to Korea, I guess you're interested somehow in learning Korean. And that's what should be your goal at least, or just think about it. Don't let it stop you, but just consider studying Korean anyway. If you will get the scholarship, you don't have any chance, you have to study it, right?
Right.
Plus, if you want to graduate, at least as a master degree, you need the level 4 of topic as well. So it's it's not going to, it should not stop you, but it's not something that you should forget about. But if you're just coming here and because some people, they only have English classes and they never study.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My cousin just graduated this semester, and he didn't have any class in Korean, and he graduated even without writing a thesis, and he still doesn't speak Korean.
Good.
I don't know how. He's been here 3 years and no Korean, nothing. And he's graduating. He has finished. But the thing is, if you don't have the TOPIK level 4, so I will recommend that you go to a university that, has their own Korean language class.
Oh, yeah.
Because some of them, they can substitute their TOPIK for their own classes. So they'll say, if you get a B in our class, then you don't have to get a TOPIK score.
What is TOPIK? They are asking.
What is TOPIK? Oh, okay. TOPIK is the Korean language proficiency test. It's like it's like TOEFL, but for Korean. IELTS for Korean. Yeah. So there are 6 levels. 1 and 2 is basic. 3 and 4 is intermediate.
Yes.
5 and 6 is
advanced.
And 1 and 2, to graduate, you need 4. That means you must be an intermediate. Now, most of the schools that actually require you to have 4, it means that they're really good schools. Because they're under the assumption that once you graduate, you're going to work in Korea. So they are trying to prepare you for getting a job in Korea. But do your job need Korean? No, that's a different thing. Oh my God. Okay, undergrad. Okay.
Good luck.
Apply for your undergraduate scholarship. That means you're applying right now. Wow. I will be praying for you. I'm interested in studying Korea as an undergrad in Busan 대학교. Please, what documents would I need to apply, and must I show Korean proficiency certificate before I get in? Okay, so one of my cousins finishes from Busan University this semester, and no, she did not show Korean proficiency before applying. And now that she's even graduated, she doesn't still have Korean proficiency. But in undergrad, the situation might be a little bit different. You do not need Korean proficiency depending on the major. So depending on what you want to study, you may or may not need to show that you have Korean proficiency before you apply. So I don't know what you want to apply for, so I cannot tell you. Well, the documents that you need, the documents are the same everywhere. You need to show that if you're applying for a scholarship, that you should.
What is that?
No, I think
studying.
Just studying. Oh, okay. If it's just studying, then you just need to show your transcripts. You need to go to your high school, your secondary school. You get your transcript of all your studies, and you just send that to them, and they will judge you based on that. Each school may have a different requirement
or questions that they want you to answer.
They want you to answer. Some, like I know for Korea University, you must also show that you have $20,000 in your account.
Oh, that's true.
For 3 months.
It's not about the school, like this is visa requirement. It's not the...
No, even before you even apply for the visa, before they even give you the admission, you must show that.
Okay.
My school just became stupid.
To show, like,
you need to show it. You do need to show this document for visa. Yes, but the immigration does not ask you if you're gonna have like.
It was a scholarship. But...
Oh, she wants scholarship. Okay. Immigration does not ask you how long you've had $20,000 in your account. Immigration, you just need to show it, and they're happy. But
for 3 months.
Korea University, you must have it for 3 months. Untouched, which is, in my mind, very stupid, but I'm not arguing with them.
How do they check that? They ask you every day to send them the...
No, it must be the same. Like when you show the transcript, I don't know, what's it called, that bank thing?
Yeah, I got you, but it's not about that, like...
You must show that from May when you applied till August when you're applying for your visa, it's still there.
Okay.
Which is so stupid. Like when they told me, I just said it was 안녕. Oh, 왜 왔어? 나가. So the person who's applying for a scholarship, is if you're coming for, you must show that you're not a Korean. I think that's something that
just the passport is in your family as well.
Yeah, you must show your family. I'm just telling you the ridiculous documents you need to show. You need to show you're not Korean, and by showing you're not Korean by showing your mom that your mother and your father are both not Korean. So your mother's birth certificate, your father's birth certificate, and your passport. Now, if any of your parents are dead, you need to show their death certificate to show that they were not alive when. This is so stupid. Look, I know how stupid this is because my dad is late, and when I told them that my dad was dead, they told me I should still send his death certificate to prove that my father was not Korean, and I was like.
Yeah, they are really sensitive about this. Like another friend of mine, she still has his father, but like is in jail. So
he's in jail.
Yeah, like there are some kind of problems. I always make sure you have everything they ask for. Okay. Please
leave my Oga. He's just disturbing. He's not spamming. He's 완석 나가라고. He's coming to support me, I guess. So anyway, he's making me laugh. Okay, I'm gonna stop laughing.
the question, I think, like many people, they don't know where to start from. Like, I think it's not about just the JKS scholarship in general. So I just recommend you, there is this website that is called Study in Korea, and they are really nice. And sometimes they always have open days, something like this.
Yes.
And there are all the universities willing to help somehow. Yeah, they will answer your question anyway. Always make sure you just keep in touch with them. Like, they will also answer your question. Like, she's really nice and everything, but don't forget, she doesn't know
everything.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, I don't want to just ruin this, but the thing is, like, they keep changing everything every day. So maybe we're saying something like, you don't need to prove
which is why I called her here, because when I applied in 2014, and between 2014 and 2021, a lot of things have changed, especially like Corona.
Oh yes,
and that is a big reason now that people are saying things are changing. They're like, there's Corona, so we're changing these rules. There's Corona, so we're doing things like this. But if you want to, for those who don't know where to start, Josephine, this is especially for you. Just go to Study in Korea. Studyinkorea.com. Studyinkorea.com will just show you. The very first thing to do is the schools. Now, if you don't have to apply for the GKS scholarship,
yes,
but if the school is associated with the GKS scholarship, it means that they are foreigner friendly.
Usually they also explain about other scholarship. Like each and every single university, they have their own scholarship, plus there are private scholarship as well. Like, it's like everywhere in the world. Like, every university has other scholarship as well, and you have to ask for them. Like, it's not written, like, there's no one that can tell you, just them. They can tell you, this year we have this one, or we don't have this one, or maybe we still have this one, but something has changed. You always have to ask them. Like, you can keep on asking to people like her or anyone else on YouTube, and they will obviously tell you their own experience, but school, they know better than anyone else, because they are the but they are going to give you those scholarship like no one else, if you're not applying obviously from the one.
And yes, you can apply online. In fact, there are some schools that once you automatically apply for their admission, they automatically just put you through the scholarship phase. I don't know why, but some schools do that.
For our university, it's different actually.
You have to apply for the scholarship separately?
And it's just they decide who's going to get that, because it's just it's up to them. Like, they really tell you, oh no, the only requirement is that you study well, and then we decide if you're going to get it or not. And I was like, okay, sure, that sounds not what I want, but sure. So, like, ask them. Not everyone is going to allow you to apply online, and maybe might be online or not. Just ask.
Another thing is, it also again depends by department.
Yes.
Because like, even in the same Korea university, my department, you can apply online for everything, but we're computer, so we are very techy. But my cousin wanted to apply for international studies.
Ooh.
And you can apply online, but you must still mail them the document, the physical document, which again does not make sense to me, but that's just the way they do things. And you cannot say, oh, it does not make sense, so I would not do it. You will not get admission. They will not answer you. They won't even reply, because they'll be like, your documents are incomplete. Yes, Korea does not know NECO or WAEC.
I don't know.
So, yeah. Sorry. A levels, O levels.
Okay.
Yeah. Nigeria does not know that, so they only know your transcript. That means your SS1, SS2, SS3 grades. So that's what you're submitting. If you want to submit your NECO or your WAEC, You can do that just to show like maybe you didn't study properly during your high. I don't know if they want.
Do you want to show that to Korean university? I don't recommend that.
No, but you can just like add it at extra like, oh, even though like you didn't pass well in your SS1, SS2, SS3, but towards the end it became better. Like you were studying. You can do that.
And another thing, before everything, like people were wondering
studying grad school
about scholarship and where they should look for them. Like I don't know about you, but for me, we have the Korean Culture Center in our country, and you can also ask them. They usually can explain to you better what kind of scholarship they know about, what they can help you with, if they can help you with something. So also look for Korean culture centers, or I don't know if they have different names, but something related to Korean culture. And they usually are friendly and willing to help you. And if you also need to or want to study Korean language, they also will tell you, oh, you can study here, or there is this teacher and it's going to help you, or like this kind of help. So just look for Korean culture centers or Korean culture related institute in your country. There should be one.
There is one in Nigeria. There's one in Abuja. You can call them and they will be able to answer you. What are the realities of studying in grad school? I feel like if I talk, Marika might be scared because she's just starting on Wednesday. She just got admission, so I don't know if I will scare her away by giving this information. But okay, studying here depends on what you want to get out of it. So interactions, relationship with lecturers. You cannot be too friendly with your professor. We don't.
Isn't it a Korea? Like a culture.
It's a cultural thing. Yeah. It's a cultural thing. It's not a. It's not a. Oh, they are not friendly. No, it's a cultural thing. Yeah. It's a hierarchy situation. Now, depending on depending on your major, it differs for how you're going to interact. Like, in my major, master student, but even though I'm a, science engineering student, I still have, stay in lab research. Yeah, I have to be in the lab. As someone who's in the lab, we have a team, right? And every team has a leader. So for me, for everything I do, I don't know if you guys know any Korean. There's a word called sambe, which is senior. Okay, wait, why am I even talking too much? Nigerians, we all went to secondary school, Abby. Yes, you know how there's junior school and senior school and there's prefects. Just think of that think of Nigeria and Korean setting. A junior girl cannot just walk up to a prefect. You have to first go through the senior before you meet the prefect, before you meet the head girl. You get what I mean? So like if we want something, we don't just go straight to the professor. You have to go like to our Sunday, then to the leader before like professor. So when I first came, I'll tell you a story, because when I first came, I didn't know all these ones. What's it called? I see professor, what's up? Let's talk. And let's go get coffee. And my professor was looking at me like, we don't do that here, TT. If you want anything, talk to your lab head and he will provide it for you. But in an odd chance where you are in the arts or social sciences, they don't have that kind of dynamic.
Maybe. I think it's up to, like, everyone is different. Come on, it's up to the professor.
No,
like,
because I think it's like that in the sciences because most of them are men. And most of them go to the army.
There is also age gap. Like, it depends. Like, you will see, just try, and if the professor doesn't really appreciate that, like, you will be noticing it. Don't worry about it. Like, it's.
What do you mean you wouldn't notice it? Like, okay, another thing is, like, let's say your professor is friendly. Your professor is friendly, but because of culture, other Koreans are not that friendly with your professor. So what you've just done by being over friendly with your professor, you just made yourself enemy number one.
Yeah, just don't stress too much about this. Like studying, enjoying.
What's the point? There's no point being enemy number one. No, look.
No, it's fine. Like, don't stress about it. Come on, you're just
being
people. Yeah, but I mean, like, no, you should not.
I will not lie. There's competition. Everybody feels like you're the next going to be the next I don't know what, and they just feel you as the enemy. So don't bring too much attention to yourself. Just get your degree and waka. Like, I cannot lie.
I mean,
I cannot lie.
It's your life. Do whatever you want. It's kind of just maybe you will have some kind of
tension.
Maybe, or maybe not. Who knows? And they were asking about a standardized test.
Standardized, like A levels and the rest. Like I don't really care about that. Experience as a Black person in Korea. You see, I don't like to repute other people's experiences. Mine, this is my experience. I don't want to talk about all Black people. This is not all Black people. This is TT's experience. Don't go and quote me anyway. When you go and quote and say TT said Black people, no. TT said TT life is like this. TT is having fun in Korea. TT travels almost every weekend. TT has Korean friends. There are some people who say they don't have Korean friends. I don't know how. I only have I have mostly Korean friends and one or two foreign friends who, by the way, leave me heartbroken, leave the country and then come back, play with my heart. But that's a different story. So I don't really make a lot of foreign friends because I love my heart. You know, I don't like to be hurt when they leave because goodbye makes me cry. But Korean, I have a lot of Korean friends. I have Korean niece, which means elder sisters who take care of me whenever I need them to. I have Korean moms, Korean dad. I have one dad and moms. They always adopt me. So I'm living my best life, honestly. But there are some people who have had bad experiences. But I just feel like it's where they go to. Like, people have complaints that they have bad experiences in clubs. My mother watched this. I don't go to club. I do not know. No one has kicked me out of a club. I go to bars though, and no one's kicking me out of a bar. So there's a difference.
Bar, yeah. What's a bar in Korea?
Like a lounge.
Lounge is different. Yeah. Okay.
So
that one is good.
My level is different. There are some people who complain like they've been insulted to go back to their country, but I don't know if that's necessarily a Black thing because they do it to everybody right now. Even like if you read the news right now, they're doing it to Chinese and Japanese people. So like, it's not just because you're Black. Like, I don't want people to think like it's, to me, again, to TT, not to all Black people, to TT, it doesn't really seem like a race thing. It is xenophobia. Which means like, it is like a rejection, like discrimination against races or discrimination against people of other cultures, or it might seem like that. But it is not racism. Like, it's not necessarily because you're Black or you're white. It's just
you're different.
Uri. Us against them situation.
But it's also because, like, don't forget Koreans, they are not used to foreigners. Like, it's been like 20, 30 years.
I think it's less than that since foreigners started coming. Korean economy didn't really open to foreigners till 88.
Yeah, sometimes
1988.
I still have to study that.
The Olympics. So that was when they really opened, because that's when they started looking for foreigners to come to like help the economy. So that was 1988. So when I first came in 2014, I'll be walking the street. I'll be the only Black person. In fact, let's not even go far. I'll be the only foreigner. especially in Busan, because when I first came, I was in Busan, not in Seoul. So in Busan, I'll be the only foreigner. And whenever I see like anybody, white, black, green, purple, if I see anyone who is not Korean, I immediately start to smile like, I'm here, I'm not alone. Hello, how are you? Because it's that lonely. It can be that lonely sometimes.
Just don't feel that way. Like, seriously,
no,
if it happens,
it's not that way anymore because now my whole street, I have Congolese friends down the street from me here. And I'm like, It was so awesome because my landlady is the cutest woman in the world. And I think I was the first black person she ever met. So you guys all know when the weather's hot, like in summer, people like remove their shirts, boys remove their shirts and just wear like just pants. I think this is almost in every country. But in Korea, they don't do that. So they took off their shirts and we're just sitting down outside, drinking, just having fun. And my landlady came to call me and was like, your friends are naked. And I'm like, and she's like, and she stays with her mom too, who's like 80, 90. And she was like, and like, it was the first time seeing a naked man. And I was like, what is wrong with this old women? And they wanted me to go and talk to them to wear their shirts. I was like, I don't know these people. But because we're the only two black, well, we're not only two, they're like 4 boys.
Oh,
so
that must have been hard.
So I don't know if it's because like they were 4 boys or because they were black 4 boys, but she wanted me to go talk to them.
Good looking or not good looking?
I don't know.
That makes the difference. Go
I wasn't looking. Okay. Okay, let's go back to studying. Okay.
Yes.
How easy is it to get into grad school?
Depends on the school.
Depends on the school. If you're planning to find a school in Seoul.
And it depends on your grades as well.
If you're planning to study in a school in Seoul, please ready your grades to be high. And because everybody wants to study in Seoul. And I don't even think people want to study in Seoul because they want to study in Seoul. I think it's because this is the only place they know. Yes. Please look far and wide. Gyeonggi is close to Seoul, so it works. Busan is a very lovely city. Busan is by the sea, delicious food. Jeju is boring though, but the weather is amazing. Yeah, the weather is amazing. Clean air, like. Everything is just on point. Like, it's like the Hawaii. They call it, I didn't say it though. They call it the Hawaii of Korea. I don't want to say it's me that said it. I didn't say it. They said it. They said it. The Hawaii of Korea. I didn't call it that. But it is beautiful. Yeah, and Busan is the what of Korea? San Diego of the California of Korea?
No.
I don't know. But Busan is also like very, very beautiful, okay? So please look for other cities. It doesn't have to be Seoul. The only good thing about Seoul is everything happens here. Like, we have activities. But look, we have a very, very good train system, okay? And everything that happens on the weekend anyway. It doesn't happen weekday. I'm telling you, weekend is when everything happens. So technically, you just need to come here only during the weekends, and it's 3 hour max. 3 hour max from anywhere you can come to Seoul. 3 hours, and we know what is 3 hours.
Like seriously, even less. So don't worry about it.
Yeah. So yeah. What's the next one? What kind of result are we to submit since they don't accept WAEC? It's not like they don't accept WAEC. It's not what they just say transcripts. So you need to show your SS1 to SS3 transcripts. All your okay, so in your SS3 you don't have your finals, right? It's your WAEC. So you just put everything together, and that's all they will look at from SS1. Seoul is the New York. Oh my god. Okay, I'm just
nope. Nope.
So just have your transcripts, okay? Just have your transcripts from SS1 to SS3. that is all you need if you're coming for undergrad. If you're coming for grad school, masters, you need your year 1 to year 4 transcripts, all your transcripts of all your study in undergrad for masters. If you're coming for PhD, you need master's transcript and undergrad transcripts, which is so stupid because, like, if I passed masters, that means I passed undergrad, Abby. But
isn't it different?
Oh my god, I don't understand the thinking.
Even in my country, we actually don't consider it the same, so I do understand this.
Really?
But yeah, so that's why, like, for me, it is different. It makes a difference.
So if you're applying for a PhD, you must bring your undergrad and your master's transcripts?
Yes. Plus, we have a different thing. We don't even use the word master, so you can actually study, how can I say,
2 masters.
Kind of, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so it's different. So I think maybe that's why they do it, because in different countries it's different, but like,
yes, school system is different from.
Look, there are a lot of things that will not make sense to you here, because there are a lot. If they don't make sense to me, I know they will not make sense to you guys. The fact that they ask for your parents' nationality, your parents' birth certificate, doesn't make sense to me, but they want it. The fact that they ask for all your transcripts doesn't make sense to me, but they want it. The fact that Nigeria is not considered an English-speaking country doesn't make sense to me, but they want it. So you need to submit IELTS or TOEFL, something that shows that you speak English. We've been speaking English since we were born, but we need to prove it. So they want it. And I think even for scholarships, it's not a matter of proving that you can speak the language, but it's a certificate requirement.
Yes.
So even if you're from the US, you still need to show an English speaking certificate, which again doesn't make sense to me. But
yeah, and also check the date. They just, at least I had my IELTS certificate and it expires after 2 years. And like many people, they don't know about it. So I had a friend, she was like, but they like said that they denied me like my studies and because of my language, and I was like, why? And there is a date, there is an expiring date. Just check that one. It just check everything
for your safety. Yes.
Yes.
So can you survive without a level 5 or 6? Yes. I started my my major with a level 4, but I didn't come to the country with a level 4. So don't be mistaken. When I came to this country, I did not have any level. I'd never taken TOEIC before, but I just knew like the simple yoboseyo, 안녕하세요, and 이름이 뭐예요? is a song. So like I just knew the basics that I'd learned from drama, and that could help me go to McDonald's to buy something to eat.
Yes. Again, what are you going to do here? Like, it
like,
depends on.
Yeah, it depends on you. Like, if you just want to get your degree and leave, you don't want to integrate in the country, you just need to know, 주세요, give me, 감사합니다, thank you, and 있어요, is it there? Do you have it? Those are the 3. I think those are the 3 you just need.
Yeah, but there are people just using like the dictionary. You have Papago or whatever. Google.
Yeah.
Like don't worry about that. I mean, in real common conversation or whatever.
I'm just saying those 3 because those are the only 3 my cousin knows. And somehow he has survived for 2 years. He's just like, oh, watch 있어요, and they'll be like, Because, okay, this is the thing. Koreans, depending on who you meet,
yes,
are very, very nice and understanding.
Depending on.
So depending.
Yeah.
So there are 2 kinds. Oh, sorry, there are 3 kinds. The worst one is the one that'll just ignore you. Not too bad.
Is that the worst one? I think I like.
They will just ignore you.
Yeah.
The second kind is the kind who they will try to speak English to you.
And that would be a problem. But yes.
It's a problem if you speak Korean. If you don't speak Korean, maybe you'll be grateful.
Okay.
And the third one is the one who would just Like, listen and try to understand what you're trying to say. Yeah. So if you happen to meet those kind of people who are like, be really, really considerate of your bad Korean, then it will help you even improve.
Yes.
But if you meet the people who always reply you with English, somehow you just get lazy. Because look, right now I've been hanging out with a lot of Koreans who speak English, and my Korean is getting worse. Like, it's bad. It's very bad. So, what language stuff do you need?
I think that a good question is about the recommendation letter from the professor. Like, it's from that one.
Oh no.
You should get a new one. Right?
You need to get a new one. If your recommendation letter is not from this year, you cannot apply for this year. Your recommendation letter must be from the same year that you are applying. What kind of English speaking test do you need? You need IELTS or TOEFL. They accept those two.
If they say because they said it's not, I cannot even look at that.
What's that?
It's not compulsory. This one.
So they said it's not compulsory to submit.
I think it's up to university, and if they don't require the English one, it means that it's going to be only Korean. Like, seriously, just be careful with that. If you don't speak Korean, if you do speak Korean, that's it. You don't need the English one.
You see, you need to. If the school tells you that it's not compulsory, you need to find out why it's not compulsory. Yes. It might mean that they don't speak English. They don't have English classes there.
They might.
Or if they do have English classes there, what are their conditions for scholarship? Because most of the schools that ask for IELTS and TOEFL, it means that they have English classes, or that is one of their conditions for scholarship. So you need, if they say it's not compulsory, if a school tells you, oh, you don't need IELTS or TOEFL, find out why.
Yeah, and maybe they are not understanding what you're asking also. Sometimes it happens. And there is another one that I think it would be nice, that one.
Oh, wait a second. Oh, so many questions.
We just moved with a second. And the one that was coming from science to arts, something like this. I don't understand what is going to be next. Like, it's not going to be hard.
I'm sorry, please can you explain this? What do you mean you started with science and ended in arts?
That is completely.
Is that the transcript?
No, I mean, like, I think it's about study. I don't know. When you go to grad school, can you change and like from science to art? Or maybe you're studying a graduate.
If you're going to grad school,
I don't know what is going to.
If you're going to change your major in grad school,
I think that's the question.
Yeah, please.
Maybe it was in the past.
Please, can you clarify your question in the comments, and then we will get to it. Let's see. What's another question that essay act? Let's see here. Living conditions. What
do you mean by that?
What do you mean by living
challenges?
Challenges. I think
not getting the registration card and babies.
What?
Like, no, something that people do, I don't know, well, for you maybe it was different. Right now, you should get an registration card from the immigration. You always should get the annual registration card from the immigration office. This way you can open your bank account and use your credit card, debit card, whatever you would be getting. But the thing is, like, sometimes they don't accept all the cards or like foreigners' cards. It's not a real challenge, it's more like not a nice and about the money, just make sure you have something with you that you can use. Like, I'm saying this because many places they do not accept Western cards.
Cards.
Yeah.
One of the things that I actually find very challenging when applying for Korean schools is that some of them don't have an English website.
Oh, or maybe it's an old one. Like, yeah, they have it like 5 years ago.
And it doesn't work. So for those kind of schools, just be patient and like try to be good with it. What's the point of getting the scholarship now and going to a language school without submitting?
Where are you?
What? scholarship now and going to the language school without submitting to the embassy? I don't understand what you mean by that question. You can contact me later. I'll just go to the next one. How did your palate adapt? Are you adapted to Korean food?
Yeah, actually, I never had.
So another thing that I don't understand is some people seem to think like there's only Korean food in Korea, which is what is supposed to be. Honestly, there should be only Korean food here because is the Italian food good?
Well,
yeah. So like we have everything here. We have Korean Italian,
that's like
Korean Mexican, Korean Nigerian. We have all foods here. So it is not necessarily only Korean traditional food.
Plus, you can just do grocery and cook by yourselves.
Yes,
just in worst case scenario, cook by yourself.
This is what everybody around me does. They cook.
Yeah,
I don't know how to cook.
It's not about not knowing that. It's more like, yeah.
I don't know how to cook. I don't even have time to cook. I'm working 24/7. So, I just eat it. It's not bad. Some people don't like things spicy. Some people, this person knows. Yes, there are different kinds of food in each one. Yes.
Not only that.
Oh, sorry. I just saw someone talk about.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I mean, not only in each one. Like seriously, everywhere.
Why are you still here? Why is he still here? Okay, I'm just going to ignore him for now.
Him? He can help us.
Oh yeah, Wiselock, you can help us. How did people get used to Korean food? Please leave a message for people to know.
I never had problem with that. But all the foreigners, they had. It's up to you. When you travel, do you usually keep eating the same food? Do you enjoy different food? Do you have any health problem? Also, that makes a difference.
Okay, she finally explained. So she started as a science student in high school, first grade, and then switched to arts in second grade and third. Oh, okay.
Can you do that in your country?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Depending on what you want to study at for your undergrad, honestly, and I don't think they look that closely on the subjects that you did. They just look more closely on the grades that you got. So if you got A's, it doesn't matter if you even only studied how to draw. But if you were getting like C's and D's and F's, I don't know the grading system. If you were carrying police police central police force all over your grades, central police force, all over your report card, then I don't think it'll be possible. Because, it might be possible if you're going to a school in the villages. I don't want to call them villages, but towns. Yeah, in the towns like Chuncheon, Chuncheondo, and Cholanamdo, in those places, but not in Seoul.
Let's move on. And how about that one? Yes, it is. GKS.
Yeah, GKS is based on academic performance. It must be substituted for 80% of your grade, your total grade. So whatever 80% is, it has to be above. I don't know what's 80% in Nigeria though.
I don't know. Sorry.
80% above B. You must have above B's.
And they meant that it's not required about the English certificate for the scholarship, but it's not the scholarship. The problem is the school. Like, I don't know what you're going to study wherever you will be studying. Yeah, that's the thing.
So this is the thing. KGSP website. The reason why English language is not compulsory for KGSP is because you have to learn Korean. So you will have, by the time you start your degree, you will have a Korean certificate. So most schools, the GKS is a different program. Most schools, they either teach in English or in Korean. So in GKS mind, if they have already taught you Korean, you don't need to know English to attend classes. You can attend your classes in Korean. In their mind, they think that's in 1 year you can understand all the Korean in the world. That's what they think, but it's not necessarily that way. Wansuk just recommended that you guys can try takalbi, that he hasn't met someone who doesn't like takalbi, which is true. I absolutely love takalbi, but if you're vegan, I don't know.
It's not my favorite. I like kimchijeon. Okay, I shut up. And
you're drunk.
Yes.
That's why.
And no, that's the point. It's not about your school. It's not about your school. Like, English speaking school is not English speaking country. Like, for me, it was the same. Actually, my degree was in English, but my country, we don't have English as our native language. So we were needed to just show and prove our English anyway.
Yes.
It's not about the school. It's about the country. So make sure to understand this. Yeah, it's different.
So, you didn't do SS3, you only did up to SS2. Yes, again, you just need to show the transcript of your high school and your YX result, and you just explain it to them that you skipped a grade, which just makes you like extra smart, and maybe they will like that. You're like, oh, I don't need it because I'm extra smart and I didn't do my final year of high school because I already passed the exam to enter college, the A levels and the O levels.
Good. And the topic was, Korean food tastes different in Korea, obviously. Like, every food in the country tastes different. Like, tteokbokki is not that sweet.
Yeah, true. Well, it depends on your taste.
It's not that sweet.
Like, for me, bulgogi is very sweet.
No, but they were talking, like, there's
you're talking tteokbokki?
Only tteokbokki, yeah.
Tteokbokki?
I like tteokbokki.
Well, I don't know how they make tteokbokki in Nigeria, but maybe they put too much sugar.
No,
but no, Nigerians were not used to sugar in our food at all. So that's why it's usually very weird for me when I see sugar in anything. But that's because they don't really do spices here. So almost anything that is spicy must be sweet. I don't know why. It makes sense to them. I don't know. You just eat. It's food. It's sweet. It's good. You're an art student and I want to study mass communications. Yes, you can. And they wouldn't mind about your science in the beginning, as long as your grades were not that bad. But if your grades show that there was like a change from, like, you were not passing in first grade, but then as you went forward, you started getting better, yes, it will. Korea does not recognize Nigeria as an English-speaking country. Yes, we are. Yes, they know that. But we're not recognized as the 7 countries that...
7.
Yeah, that speak Korean. That speak English. I don't... Like, I know... yes, that is true. That is true. Which is why they ask for your transcript. So yes, the scoring system is different from many countries. As you know, in Nigeria, an A starts from 70, in other countries starts from 90. Yes, you're right, Rochelle. But in your transcript, it shows the score. So if all your scores are above 80, you're good.
I think it's about Korean system. Like, it's all about your grades. It doesn't matter what you're really studying. You just have to be good at what you're doing. So it doesn't matter what you want to change to. You can be an art student who wants to enter sciences. It doesn't matter as long as your grades are good. There might be some kind of requirements, but only on about private school. Maybe but it's kind of advice I give you. Again, check with the school you're interested in. Okay, I think there are some people who are just joining us because I seem to think I'm repeating the same thing over and over again. Yeah. For those who just came, welcome. I'm just gonna do a nice summary. To apply for a bachelor's degree in Korea, it doesn't matter if you have anything else. As long as you show that you have your high school transcript, that is number 1. Any other thing is extra. If you have a diploma, you can put it there.
they won't count it, but it's there to show that you did more studying. Especially if there's a time difference between, let's say you finished secondary school in 2019 and you're just applying for a master's now. For undergrad now. What did you do between 2019 and 2021? You did not work. You did not do anything. You want to show them that you were still studying. You can put your diploma there. You can put, like, let's say you started schooling in Unilag for like 1 year. You can put that there too. But the high school transcript must be there. 1. 2, you must have English. You must submit IELTS or TOEFL, one of the two. This is not a school, actually, IELTS, TOEFL, or TOPIK, the Korean exam.
Yes.
If you have the Korean exam, they do not care. So those who apply under the GKS, they don't have this problem because part of the GKS program is to teach you Korean.
They do not care unless you're going to study like international affairs or something like this. Like, it's again related to your major.
Exactly.
If you're going to study, I don't think you will, but English literature and you don't speak yeah.
So the school might say, oh, you must also send an extra so document. But
yes.
It does that's not the basics, okay?
And
3, family certificate.
Yeah.
Yes. You have to prove that you're not Korean. Your birth certificate is not enough.
Oh, it's not?
Your birth certificate, you must also show your dad's birth certificate and your mom's birth certificate to show that she doesn't have...
Passports are accepted.
Oh, passports are also accepted, yes. Oh, yeah.
If your parents, they do have a passport, just show that.
But if they don't have passports, birth certificate is...
Yes. Just get them a passport. They might need it in the future to come and visit you.
Yes.
It's faster. Like, seriously, it's faster. I don't know if it is too expensive in your country, but still.
But I think, anyway, either way. So you just need to show that you're not, Korean. That's the reason you need it. What else?
Obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, because your look, no.
Yeah.
I think you might be Korean.
No. Yeah, sure.
So, what else? I think those are the main 3. Those are the main 3 documents that you need to have to start your application. So I'm sure you'll be fine. How would if you're Nigerian, how would they calculate your grading system?
It's not them.
They're not calculating the grades. They're calculating your score, which is why they ask for your transcript. If you're undergrad, your transcript have scores where you got 70 over 100, 80 over 100, 90 over 100. All of that is there. And then they look for 80. If you're applying for master's program, it means that you've already done an undergraduate. Nigeria is over 5, and there's a conversion system that converts the over 5 to over 4.5, which is what is used in Korea. And for that, you must get a 3.2, 3 point something over 4.5. Yeah. Well, let's just say 3.3 over 4.
This is written. Like, if you go to study in Korea, it's written. Like,
yeah, it's right there. You will see everything. In studying in Korea, you have the conversion table in studying Korea, but that's just for undergraduate. They don't have the conversion table for high school. So for high school, just use 80. If you don't have 80 on your secondary school transcript, then it would not be counted.
And yes, it's both for undergraduate and graduate, but it's different.
For if you're not applying for a scholarship, are the requirements different? Yes and no.
Kind of.
The documents are the same. All the documents you need are the same. However, the 80% is not as strict.
Oh yeah, they don't care about your parents if you don't need the scholarship.
No. They still do.
They don't. Like for me, they were not asking about my family. Like they care if one of your like parents.
Is it if you're not applying for a scholarship at all? Like even the university scholarship?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the one. Like,
okay.
We get it if we get it. Like my scholarship is the one that you get it if you get it. It's not, I'm sure you will get it. But just one thing, everyone is looking for the GKS scholarship, and I hope you will get it. But what I'm saying is, like many people, they don't know that there are other scholarships. So my recommendation is just don't stop that. Yeah, it's a really good one, that one. We all would like to get that. But if you don't get it, just don't let that stop you. Like, look for the scholarship. You can study in Korea if you want to. You don't need to just get that one. Plus, many private universities as well, they have their own private scholarship. Mm-hmm. And there are some also companies that I know that they are willing to pay. This is more.
But the thing is, for companies that give scholarship, you have to already be here. Mm-hmm. So once you get the admission, yes, it might be hard when you get the admission and when you come to Korea. But once you're here, there are a lot of opportunities for you to get other kinds of scholarships and also like other kinds of opportunities that will pay for your tuition. The hard part is just getting to Korea.
Yes.
That's the hard part.
Because there are actually scholarships for those who don't have like much money.
Yeah.
But if you don't have much money, you don't come here. So.
Exactly. So if you don't want to go through a scholarship route to come, it's actually very easy for you to just get a scholarship, but get the admission. But you just need to fulfill all the other requirements, which is you must have academic performance. Now, if you don't have that 80%, I would strongly advise that you do not apply to a school in Seoul. Not because I think that's just because it's really hard because of the competition. That's the only reason. A lot of people are trying to get to Korea University too. Look at this chat alone. Like, I don't know how many people. We have so many people currently watching this, and not everyone can get the scholarship, I'm afraid. So, or get the admission.
How many in your country? For my country, it was just 4 people.
Yeah, for the GKS scholarship, I think from embassy track is 3 people. And then from university track, I don't know how many because I came through embassy track. And for Woody, I've forgotten what I was saying. For just regular admission,
yeah.
I know like some universities, like Busan University has controlled admission, which means if they only take like, let's say 4 from Africa, 4 from Southeast Asia, 4 like that. They just break it down. So you might be lucky and you will now fall under the 4 from Africa. But that's a national university. Private university is all about money. And it's all about like academic performance. So if you see that your result is not really good, please do not. I don't like, because you'll be wasting your money applying to a Seoul university. There are a lot of schools around Seoul that are just as good. That are just as good as Seoul universities, because if it's not Sky, it's a bad university, in my opinion. So yeah, did I graduate from with a first class? No, I did not. No, I did not graduate with a first class. Oh my God! I see a contender. She wants to apply to KAIST. You want to apply to KAIST? Okay, you can get it. You can
go for it.
I am sure you'll be. I'm counting you'll be able to get it.
I'm sure you will be studying a lot.
Yes, you'll be studying a lot. Look, this is the thing. Those of you who want to come to Sky is Seoul National University, Korea University, or KAIST, and Yonsei University. I want to tell you, Sky, Seoul University and KAIST, they study like crazy. Like, no fun. No fun, in my opinion. They're the most boring people I've ever met in my life, in my opinion.
I mean, you can have fun, but maybe it will take you longer to
Graduate. Yeah, you'll fail.
But that's a good thing. Like, you should think about it. How much are you willing to?
Exactly.
How long?
Like, if you don't want to study, don't go to those schools. If you come to Korea University, we're a little bit more chill, but we study too. The reason why we're more chill is because there's nowhere fun here. There's nowhere fun around us. Everything is just supposed to help you study. We have study cafes around us. And in Yonsei, oh my god. Yonsei people, in my opinion, are, you know those people in school that they always played but always came first in class, but you don't know, can't explain it? Those are Yonsei people. Because they have all the clubs, all the bars, everything, all the girls, everything around them, and somehow they're still the best in Seoul. I don't understand. In the whole country,
I can explain that. They're just genius.
They're just genius. But if you're not the kind of person who can study with distractions, please do not apply to Yonsei. Because if you fail, your money. It's expensive. It's a private school. It's very expensive. Maybe if you have a scholarship, you can try your best. But if you don't have a scholarship, please, your money, you will lose money. Okay.
What's
a JPEG?
What?
JPEG? JUPEB? I don't know what that is, so I do not know if you can use it. I can Google.
I don't know that too.
I can use Google.
Junior?
Is that the new name for JAM? I don't know what this is, but it's a new advanced level examination. Again,
but
anything
it's not Korean weight.
Anything that is not your transcript, Koreans don't know what it is. So you can add it for like, oh, see, I'm smart, but like, just your transcript is a pre-degree certificate. Okay, Koreans don't know what that is. So
how about asking the embassy?
The embassy, like,
they don't give you this kind of.
It's not even a matter of that. Like, the schools they can't check for every country's.
No. I mean, you usually can go. At least in my country, you can go to our embassy and ask them to, like, create this paper that is going to say, okay, this means this for our country. Like, we have a different school system in Italy from Korean one, and it's also different from English one. Like, it's aside from everything, and they automatically translate that into Korean's grades. But I don't know. Like, obviously, you're paying money for that, but they do that service. I don't know if in your country they do it that too.
So so what I can tell you guys is, if you want to know if a certificate can be added to your application and if it will boost your application, I suggest going to KCC. The KCC, you can call them the Korea Cultural Center in Abuja. You can call them and they will be able to help you. Yes. Hanyang University is a very cool school.
Is it?
Well, they're better than your school. So
Nope.
yes, they are.
No, I tried that one. Didn't you?
No, I mean like in ranking.
Ah, you mean that way? Oh, I
In
was
ranking,
thinking,
Hanyang is a very good school. Yeah. For Hanyang is a very good school. It's also very strategically located in Seoul. It's in Wangsinmi, so it's right in the middle.
I studied there.
What?
I studied there. You forgot about it.
In Hanyang?
Yeah, first time I came here, language school.
Language school.
The
So
first time
you
was there,
know.
then Seoul National University. Yeah.
You just hopping. But what do you think about the school campus?
I don't like the way they deal with everything. Like, sometimes they help you, they don't. Like, I don't like them in that way. The school is not bad. And they have really good library. Like, seriously, it's really good. They have many resources. And they try to help you as much as they can. But I don't like the way they deal with problems. That's my personal opinion.
So they're good with helping, but not good with problems. Hanyang. Unist, that's in Daejeon. I don't really know a lot about Unist.
Never heard about this.
They're a pretty new school, but I heard that they give money if you're in grad school, because I've been trying to get my cousin to go into that school.
Ooh.
So you might want to try it. Wansok has answered. A Korean just answered for you guys. Hanyang is one of the best in engineering.
Oh, that's true. I remember that one.
I just know that in Korea, Hanyang is number 4. Fourth best university in Korea. So
Yes.
yes,
It is.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say anything wrong.
Good job.
Because arts are always expensive. It's not about the master's degree. It's kind of a private as Nobu.
Oh wait. Oh, so
What's wrong?
she's talking about the units in Ulsan. I don't know about the units in Ulsan.
Thank you.
Thank you. I don't know about the units in Ulsan. I only know
But Ulsan is really nice. See, how about this? No.
yeah, Ulsan is by the ocean, no?
But if you
They have the sea,
yes,
right? Yeah.
it is. And they also have
they have Hyundai.
yeah, that's the point.
You can get into Hyundai. If you go to Eunice, you can get into Hyundai. And if you get into the school, please call me. They have the Hyundai company there. I want to work in Hyundai. Hello. Oh my God. Wansok is going to be answering all the school related. Let's answer other people's questions. 70%. Actually, 70. All courses in Korea are competitive. It's not a matter of the major. This is because it depends on the school. Really, if your school is not in Seoul, it's not as competitive because everybody is trying to go to I don't know, to Seoul, I guess. So if you want to go study in like Ulsan, what is no? What are you knowing to?
Maybe Anya would be better than Korean University in engineering.
Why? How dare you? How dare you say Hanyang University is better than Korea? Korea University is the best in everything. Don't listen to what anybody else says. Okay? And yeah, competition will just depend on the location of the school. If like now in Hanyang, since they're known for engineering, obviously engineering is going to be very competitive to get into, but maybe mass communication in the school would not be as competitive. But if you're going to like Iwa, which is a women's university, then all art courses are going to be very competitive because not a lot of women go there for engineering courses.
I think everywhere will be competitive.
Well, yes, that too, but like the level of competition, the level. You have to apostle apostle.
That's true.
Apostle is notarization.
Yes.
So you can do it anywhere. It's the same in English. It's all English. Apostle and notarization is the same thing. It's all grammar. Yes, they give scholarship for undergraduate. GKS is the same thing for undergrad and graduate. It's not
the application period is different.
The application period is different, yes. So if you're applying for graduate, GKS undergraduate, it's in September. It's going on right now. If you're applying for GKS graduate, it's gone. March.
Yes.
March. So apply then.
Might be also the end of February, actually. No.
Public school for art courses. I do not know if Iwa is public or private. Is Iwa public?
Korean one. Answer this. Help us.
Is Iwa is a private school, right?
Huh?
Oh, your answer cold. Iwa is a private university.
Okay.
Iwa's Women University is very good for art, but it's a private university. So, yes. So many questions. Okay.
Calm down.
Okay.
Iwa is good for fashion. I don't know if somebody's interested in that and arts in general, but if you know somebody inside, and I don't mean like another student, you need a professor. You will get a scholarship easily. And she's
Okay.
Don't kill anyone. Yeah.
Notarization can be done in any courthouse. So if you go to a courthouse in Nigeria, any courthouse in Nigeria can do notarization. IWA has a lot of English courses, but they don't advertise the English courses because IWA tries to make you learn Korean. And they have their own Korean course in the school. So, yeah, they're good. Did I write IELTS? Yes, I did. And I passed it. Can I switch from social science to science easily? Not really. If you want to go do it for your PhD, no. But you can do it for your master's if you want to switch from social science to science, from undergrad to master's. Yes, you can.
May I say that if they went somewhere, it's just good for you. So.
Yeah. What? Somewhere else? What do you mean?
No, this one. Just read this one.
My Korean friends seem to hate some vertical team culture in Korean graduate school, so they choose to go abroad.
It's a choice, like
Yeah.
it's up to you, like
Yeah, it's up to you.
live your life.
Yeah, if you don't want to, the hierarchy. I already mentioned about the hierarchy, but we are very respectful people here, so we don't care about all of those technically. Which public university is great for microbiology or biology? I don't know.
Me too.
You
And
can
I
Google
suggest I think you should, if it is undergraduate, study abroad and then come to Korea for a master degree. It's not like they will appreciate it more, like seriously. Don't forget that coming to Korea, yes, it will help you working here, but
PR and advertising.
yeah.
Hongik University and Haeyoung. Haeyoung is really good for mass communication too. You can try that. Haeyoung and Hongik. Hongdae.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I sorry, I just remember that. Okay, continue.
No, that's good. I mean, she was asking. He, I don't know. Like, they were asking, so.
What course is not really competent?
None.
English.
No, actually, that's not true. Come on.
I don't think anybody comes to Korea to study English.
Except Koreans.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't forget about them.
Yeah, okay.
We are in Korea and you forget about Koreans? Good.
Oh my
but
god.
There was a mass community. Oh, but that was a master. Yeah, it's fine.
What schools are best for software engineering? KAIST. KAIST is the best university for software engineering.
Do they pay you?
But it's really hard to get into, and they're really, really, really smart in there. So you can just come to Korea University. I'll be your professor. Come.
How do you see Korean boy?
How do you see Korean boys? With my glasses. I have to wear my glasses, and then I see them.
By walking outside, that they're like we're in Korea. What do you mean by that?
I have no idea.
See them?
How do I see them? I just see them.
No, she doesn't. She's studying and working. That's a different thing. Anyway.
Wait. What is the link to start?
Accommodation also.
Accommodation. So this is something that a lot of people always ask me, but I think for your first semester, this is just limited to just Nigeria. I don't know what other country anybody is watching this is from, but like for Nigerians, I always recommend that for your first semester, you must be in the dorms. Because the Korean embassy in Nigeria seems to think like every Nigerian wants to run away. So you need to show that you're really coming to study and you're really going to be like here. So unless you're going to do the GKS program, I always recommend that for your first semester, you should be in the dorms. If you're in the GKS program, it doesn't matter because the NID is providing for you. And for like the first, what do you call it?
Sorry, I was reading the questions.
Some schools give accommodation for free, depending on your relationship with NID. Some schools you have to pay. My school was ridiculously expensive. So yeah.
Just anyway, you don't know around here, so it's better to come and just
go to the dorms.
Yeah, plus right now there is Corona and
go to the dorms.
Go to the dorm and ask, like, yeah.
Yeah. So your first semester, just go to the dorms, and while you're in the dorms, you'll save money to for other
Deposit.
programs. Yeah, your deposit. The most expensive thing in Korea is deposit, because your first what do you call it? When your rent can be like $300, $350, maybe max for a comfortable if you want to live big is $650. No, $800. I think you can get from some office desk for $800. That's the most expensive I know of for a one room apartment. $800. I don't know if they're small. That's past my level. But the deposit for those places can range from $5,000 to $10,000. I'm talking dollars here, people. So, like it's, I don't know. I don't know if anybody has that kind of money just lying around. You might need some time to like gather it. So yeah. You might want to start with a 1,000, but then again, these prices are Seoul prices. If we go down just a little bit further to Gyeonggi-do, to Busan, it's way cheaper.
Yes, it is.
So again, please, like if you guys only get one thing from this whole life is that Seoul is not the end of the world. Like, please look outside Seoul, because Seoul is it's good, but
nope, you cannot work and study. What I mean is just these are requirements now. And
this is a yes and no question. Can you work and study? Yes.
Can you, first of all?
Yes, you can work and study, but there are some limitations. For the first 6 months, I think. 3 to 6 months, depending on your school. No, actually 6 months. You cannot work.
It depends on what undergraduate, graduate.
Yes.
Topic.
Undergraduate, graduates. It depends on what you are, and there's also like some schools require you to have a TOPIK 3, level 3. That means intermediate. Yes. So like there are a lot of requirements before you can work legally.
Yeah, and
moving on.
Yes.
How much in Korean or dollars do you use for everyday life?
It depends.
It depends. What I do, like, do you cook? You see, there are a lot of variables. Do you eat outside? Do you cook? How many times a day do you eat? What do you need to survive? You know, are you paying for internet or are you using free Wi-Fi? You know, Korea has free Wi-Fi everywhere, but I don't use the free Wi-Fi everywhere because I like to have my own internet to myself. And I think I'm hackable every second. So, but if it's just for feeding, if you eat outside, like me, who doesn't cook, I would say you need like $300 a month to survive.
If you don't have specific needs, or like if you don't have,
like
I don't know.
But again, this was pre-corona. You know, since is Gangnam a good?
It's like anywhere. Oh, come on.
Well, I don't know. I don't know everybody, but it seems
I
like
recommend Gangnam to work.
People are not coming to study if you're going to Gangnam to study.
What do they have? No, they have really good private school there. I don't remember.
Is that what you do in Gangnam?
Don't ask.
There are too many distractions. Oh my God, Jody, what is your question? There are so many questions. Oh, an exam? Does GKS scholarship? No, for GKS scholarship, you do not need to write an exam. You just need to apply.
Isn't like what is that? You have to talk about why you apply for it. What is that?
Why do you apply for what?
For the scholarship. Why you should get that?
Yeah. Oh yes. You need to personal statement.
Thank you.
Yes, personal statement. Yes, you can leave it in the dorms for your whole school life.
No, I don't think so. You would be like,
but you wouldn't want to.
Yeah,
you can, but you wouldn't want to. There are some restrictions in some dorms. Some of them don't allow you cook. Some of them don't allow you bring visitors. Some of them have curfew.
University, they if you come later than 11.
11?
Yeah, you would.
My school didn't have that. My school didn't have a curfew. It didn't have there's restriction on visitors, but we weren't allowed to cook.
Oh,
so
that's true. You cannot cook. Depends on the dorm. Like, they have different ones also. They have different dorms and they have different rules.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It's also about the money that you spend. It's different.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
It depends on the school.
Yeah.
It depends on the school, because she's right. Because my dorm was an international dorm, so they didn't allow cooking. But in the regular dorm for mixed, not really like only foreigners or only Koreans, it was mixed and it was cheaper. They had a big kitchen there. So it depends. I saw one more question I was going to answer, but I forgot. I think I've answered can you work some questions I cannot answer because they might put me in trouble. So if I didn't answer your question, please go to just DM me on Instagram and I will try to answer you codedly. My school, I went to Korea University. I did my master's and my PhD in Korea University, so I can answer any question about Korea University. But if you're asking me about every school in Seoul, I cannot answer every school in Seoul. Yes, you can apply for the September scholarship if you're applying for undergrad. If it's the GKS scholarship, if you're applying for
it's more than how can I apply? It should be on
how can I apply?
Studying
check on KCC. If you check on the Korean Embassy website or the Korean Cultural Center website for Nigeria, I'm sure it should be there already. I think KCC is the best place to check. Or if it's not there, sometimes the Nigerian developers don't update on time. So you might call them, or you can just go to Study in Korea and just do it yourself and just download and start filling. And when Nigeria is ready, you submit. It's the same document. It's the same document for every country. There is no special Nigerian document so if Nigeria is wasting time, just my Instagram name is WakaWakaTT on everything. My name is WakaWakaTT on everything. So anywhere you're finding me, just send me a message and I will reply. I've heard cooking is cheaper than buying food. I don't know. I don't cook. But based on my cousins like believe that cooking is cheaper. But I cannot cook, so I cannot answer. Does it matter when you finish from secondary school? Will you affect your... Well, it depends on what you were doing between finishing secondary school and undergraduate. So if you were working, if you were working, you can show proof that you were working. If you were going to school, you can show proof that you were going to school. Actually, in Corona times, it might be excusable that you were not doing anything.
Yeah, but it's kind of
tricky. Very tricky.
And just try to lie about it.
Yeah, just show that you were interested in. You can just say like you were learning online.
Yeah.
So just go to Coursera. There's Coursera, edX, and even Korean universities are on those websites. So you can just go there and take one or two courses. You don't have to take a lot. Just take one or two courses, audit it, and then say like, oh, in the meantime, while I was waiting until when I could get admission to anywhere, I was doing this. I was improving this. I was hustling. I was doing like,
and then say, and I was working to collect money to come there.
Yeah, this way it's kind exactly of working to get money.
It's not lying. It's just
same truth. Yeah.
So, buying food or cooking. Okay, the answer is if you can just live on ramen every day, it's cheaper to buy food. Like, you want an answer, I will give you an answer. Like, seriously, if you can live on only ramen, yeah, it is. Ramen, it's good. But if you can...
This is people who don't know how to cook. Maybe I'll do another segment with my cousins so they can tell you how they go shopping for Nigerian food.
Actually now I am cooking because I have issues, I need to cook. But it's Korea. Like, I mean, if you're used like me to eat a lot of vegetables and fruits, it's going to cost you no matter what you're like. You buy it or
I think it depends.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So for me, I eat meat. So like, meat is cheap. Meat is so cheap here. Well, let me rephrase that. Pork is cheap. Cows are not cheap. Yeah, but pork is cheap. So if it's pork, it's fine. But if it's vegetables or fruits, they're a little bit on the expensive side in Korea. I don't know why. Okay, so I'm just going to round up, if not, because there are so many questions, and I don't even think I answered half of the questions that essays sent me to answer today. But I hope I was, the time is going, and I hope I've been able to answer like everyone's questions.
Actually, you did
to a certain degree. I know Essay is going to be hosting another live next week Sunday with a GKS recipients for 2021. So probably that person will be able to answer more questions about GKS, because I received GKS in 2014. So things might have changed between 2014 and 2021 because, again, Corona. So I don't know any other way to explain this, but I hope myself and Marika have been able to help you in whatever way possible. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me on Instagram. I'll also put Marika's Instagram if she wants. I'll talk to her. She will want to answer some questions. And feel free to contact me and I'll answer as many as possible. I do not know about all the universities or everything that's happening in Korea, but I can help you to where you can find the information. So I hope you enjoyed this, and thank you all for listening, and
bye.
안녕. Bye. It's not ending? Oh.